Boom! How's it going? Hey, it is TJ here, and welcome to M5 Property Addicts. And this is where we talk anything and everything around property in real estate. And we do this in 4 cities where we are. And I enjoy talking about real estate, especially real estate that gives you passive income. And we do this in all the cities that we are established in: Johannesburg, Pretoria, Cape Town, Durban. And we do this in South Africa. And for the idea of earning income from property, you get to buy the property, be it on debt or cash, whichever one fancies you, and you get to put a tenant on top of that. And that tenant, if you bought by using a bond, as we call it, utilizing the bank's money, that's how you get to have passive income whilst your tenant is actually paying off for your debt. I'm of the view that is one way of just making money, earning your what is called financial freedom, if you're one of those people that are after financial freedom. But it can be done. I've done it, and I'm sure you can do it too. Hey, how's it going? Boom, boom. Welcome to M5 Property Addicts. My name is Taurai Jack, and if you've never been here before, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Yeah, it's very rare that I come out on a Saturday, but sometimes I do. And today it's one of those cool days. It's sunny. My wife and my 2 kids, they are busy doing the cleanups in the house. I did help out a little bit, and I thought, well, whilst they're doing that, because Saturday I kind of like leave it for the family to just hang out with the family, because I can afford to do that. And Sunday, we just chill down again. So the weekend is just to connect with family. We work hard during the week, long hours, to make sure that, all of our properties, they are giving us, we are sweating them so that they're giving us the returns that we're looking for. If this is your first time of being here and you've never been here before and you're like wondering, who is this guy? Hey, I am that guy who won Investor of the Year last year. And with that, I wrote a book called From Bad Debt to Property Mogul. And if you've never seen it before, this book here is out and you can literally get it on the website. By the way, I'm giving away actually this book for free. Yeah, you can literally get the book for free. You just need to pay for the courier service to come out to you, okay? The book is free. Jump onto my website, and the website, you'll see the link below, and you can literally get this book here for free. I'm not charging you anything for it. It is courier service coming out through to you, to your doorstep. If you jump onto my website right now, you get this book, and boom, in a day or two, you get this book for free in by you. And what's the aim for you to get the book? Obviously, to learn. And if I got an award, that means that there is something there. There is something there. People that they managed to see. So whilst we are at it right now, I just want to stress out that I'm hoping that you guys are doing well. We're going to speak about 3 things that I would like us to speak about. The first one that I would like to speak to is something around about investing in property. How can we do that? How can we do that? There's multiple ways that you can do that, and I want us to talk about it. The second thing that I want us to speak about, and by the way, it's an open mic. Open mic, it means that you can ask me questions whilst I go along. Okay, open mic. It's a Saturday, so we can kind of like chill and have some more conversations. The second thing that I wanted to talk to you about is why I wrote the book. So I'm going to talk about that, why I wrote the book. And the third thing that I'm going to be talking about is student accommodation. So investing, the book, and learning. 3 things that we're going to be talking about. And if any of these things fancy you, any of these things you enjoy doing, then let's talk about it. Let's talk about the first thing that I want to talk about. It is about investing, right? Getting your money to work hard for you. So I want to stress out the fact that you can get your money to work harder for you. What do I mean by that? A lot of you right now are having your money, you potentially have 100,000, 400,000, 200,000, whatever the amount is, it's sitting at the bank, right? We've all been celebrating that the reserve governor has been slashing down interest rates. So we're all kind of like happy because from a bond perspective, those of us who pay bonds, we are happy. And all of us who have debt, good debt, we are all happy because we're paying less money from the banking systems, right? But the reverse of that is not a good thing, especially for people that have money in the bank. Because obviously, your returns, what you've been getting at the bank is much less. So you're getting much less, right? So where you're getting potentially around about 10%, if you were getting 10% anyway on your investment, very few banks anyway had been giving that. You're potentially getting around about 6-7%. So I want you to make sure that your money is working hard for you. That's all, right? And what are the mechanisms that are available? Plenty of options. I'm not the only person that you can invest in. Look around, do your researches, educate yourself, and then start investing. However, in M5, we've got what we call the Premier Investor. Premier Investor. So who's a Premier Investor? Premier Investor is anyone who has 100,000 and above. They can invest with us. How does it work? Very simple. It works in the sense that it is money that you're investing for 12 months. So you're investing for a year, 12 months that you're investing. We give you a return. What is that return? 14%. So I'm giving you 14%. How much is that 14%? A lot of people ask me that question. Well, for every 100,000 that you're going to be putting in, it means it is 14,000 Rand. Does that make sense? 14% translate into 14,000 Rand a year. Okay. However, we distribute that on a monthly basis. We distribute that on a monthly basis. So on the 10th of each month, we've been having over 200 people that have been investing with us. On a monthly basis, on the 10th of each month, your bank account, it goes ding, 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 right? Because we will be paying you, and how much will that be? 1,166 coming through into your bank account, no questions asked. And what happens to your capital? Your capital is still secured. At the end of the term, we give you back your capital, your 100,000. It's up to you. I've had some partners, I've had some premier investors that have been investing with us for 4 or 5 years. From the time that we started doing this up until around about now, I've had some premier investors that have come in, invested for a season, 1 or 2 years, and then they have had to duck, and then they've come back again and say, hey, TJ, you're doing a good thing. We want to plow in some more money. Okay, now, that is all about premier investor. Now, if you're one of those people and you're saying, TJ, I've got 100,000 and I want to plug in my money in here. So what is my next step? Very simple. There is contracts around this. Obviously, that's number one because we want to do everything in a legal manner. And thereafter, you need to click on the link. There is a link in below. Click on that link. And on that link, you're going to be asked a few questions. Obviously, how much money you want to invest. And number two, we will then obviously ask for your email address so that we know who we are talking to and the telephone number. And there, we will then give you a call within the next 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours, which is obviously on a during the week, right? When we are actually working in the office, right? And then thereafter, what will happen, you will get the contract, you get a phone call from my office, one of my team members will give you a call, one of the senior team members, and they'll give you a call. And out of that, we'll explain everything else if you did miss something. Your money will then be transferred to the attorney from there onward, and then we will start doing the work on our side. We put that money to work, and boom, you start getting your money, your interest, on the 10th of each month. So you invest from this month, anytime this month, you start getting your returns on the following month from the 10th. Simple, straightforward. Money for days, passive income for free. Yeah, that's what it means. And obviously, the protection of your money is on the actual property where we are investing it. Does that make sense? And do I have any questions? I'm hoping that there could be some questions there. But let's talk about my book. Okay. Second thing I wanted to talk about was my book. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. So I wrote this book here from bad debt to property mogul. Some of you might know my story very well. I was in bad debt. Debt is good, right? Debt is good. But you gotta know which debt. So there's bad debt and then there's good debt. Buying an asset with debt and then it's giving you money in your pocket, cha-ching, that is good debt. Okay, we want that. Okay, you are paying a 7% and you're earning 15%, 20%. That's good debt because you're making that money work hard. But I had bad debt. What's bad debt? It was money that I was owing, and it was actually money that I wasn't making any money out of it. And out of it was around about 5 million when we last did the calculations. But initially, when I started working out the calculations, my wife and I were around about 7 million in bad debt. And we've worked throughout that. And this book here is written with you in mind, whether you're in bad debt or not. If you're in bad debt, great. It's good for you because I pour out here what was the workarounds that I did for me to get to where I am now. Okay, that's number one. And if you're not in bad debt, right, it's also going to give you the snippets of how not to get into bad debt. But I had to understand who I was. I had to understand who I am. I had to understand what was causing me to fail. So I had to do a lot of introspect, looking into me and like, what is this about? And in this book here, I actually talk about my childhood. For some of you, you might know, I was literally born and then my dad kind of like skipped before I was even born. So I didn't meet him until around about later in my teenage years. And out of that, I kind of like started understanding that I had stuff that was within me that I wasn't happy with. Okay. And that was making me to fail because I was holding on to a lot of things that I wasn't happy with. And I had to release my father. And on top of that, my mom was also kind of like, she dumped me when I was around about 3 months, somewhere there, and she skipped town. And again, I had stuff behind me. I was bitter. I didn't know that I was bitter until I started going through the process. So out of that, I started learning how to manage myself and started to accept the fact that whatever that happened in the past, it happened in the past. I can't change it, but I can change what needs to happen from now on, there on. And I looked at some of the businesses that I did shortly before the properties where I lost money. People were cheating on me and they ran away with my money. And again, it was kind of like perpetuating because it's that thing that I had with me that I was holding back. And I did kind of like let it all go. And look at what's happening now. I am finding success in the areas where I am doing property, where I'm doing business. I am finding success in my family. I am finding success. I'm a happy guy. If you meet me and if you know me, you know TJ, happy guy. Why? Because I have found the secrets of how to do it. I've been reading books. I've been applying it to myself. So this book here is a true testament of how you can actually navigate your life to get it to where you want it to be. It's not a property book per se. It will help you. But in terms of just changing here how you think and how you start winning, this book will help you. And I want to give it to you for free. All you need to do is to pay for courier service to get to your door. I will sign it. I will autograph it. Autograph, is it? Autobiography? Autograph it. I will sign it and just let me know whom I'm signing it to. Okay? When you buy the book. Actually, it's not buying it. When you request the book, say, TJ, give me the book for free. Yeah. In this book here, I also talk about some of the failures that I've had, how I was able to navigate that. Some of the things that I talk about here is about meeting some of the great people that I've never thought of meeting. For instance, this is a picture that I took, my wife and Reta. So I've got my business partner, I've got my bed partner there with me, and we are actually out there meeting. And this is where I met Robert Kiyosaki for the first time. And I speak about having a coach, right? I speak about having a coach. Most successful people, they have a coach, right? On here, this is one of the pictures that I took out a couple of months ago. Actually, I think this was kind of like just before pre-lockdown. In this book here, my coach, Andrew Walker and Lawrence Ball, who had been my coach from the beginning, and these guys have been my coach. I've got other coaches now that I've got in a different discipline. So, for instance, I've got a new coach now in my business, and that guy is from the States, and he's been teaching me how to do things differently and how to think differently as well. He's got me at heart. He's my coach, and I listen to him on what to do. He makes millions. He's in billions in US dollars. But he's got a program around where he teaches other people and things like that. So I'm a great advocate of you having a coach, and a coach is not just like, hey, I'm trying to do this deal. As a coach is more than that, right? If you're in sport, you understand what I'm talking about. So those that are in sport, they understand. The greatest people that have been great in sport or in other disciplines, they've got coaches. And it's important for you to have a coach. I don't have time, unfortunately, to be coaches to everyone. So, for instance, I've got 3 hours a week where I dedicate my time to coach other people. And if you're one of those people that I've coached before, high five. Good to having you on board. But basically, every week, I've got 3 hours, and you book your time, and you pay for your time with me, and you book your time, and we get to grind like that. And it's the first come, first serve, and it's just 3 weeks that I've got, because I've got a business to run as well. So I'm not a dedicated coach. I want to coach things that I am doing. So I dedicate more of my time in the doing, and I want you to be doing the same thing as well. You get coach, you go out and do. All right. I'm going to jump into the comments for now. Remember, this is open mic. So open mic, we kind of like talk about it. Let's talk about random stuff. Before I go into the last thing, and the last thing that I want us to talk about is the training that is coming through for student accommodation, right? I have been speaking about this. And by the way, I'm going to be having a show and tell. Yeah, woo-hoo! Show and tell. What is a show and tell? For my business partners that I've invested with in M5 Chart, we are going to be, Saturday this time, we are going to be seeing the first property that we bought. So yeah, it's amazing stuff. Let me go through. Ayanda, how's it going? Ayanda, merci beaucoup. Yeah. Ayanda, sometimes I'm as a little bit of a French, you see. I'm a little bit of a French. So Ayanda, merci beaucoup. Bonjour, bonjour. Right. So Ayanda says, thank you, TJ, for great content daily. I learn a lot. Awesome stuff, right? The learning, Ayanda, is good. I'm a big advocate of doing, right? And let's do the stuff. Let's do the stuff. And by the way, if you're watching this either on Facebook or wherever you're watching it from, if it is on Facebook, I want you to share what is called a watch party. So you start a watch party so that we can educate as many people as we can. And if you're watching it from YouTube, after we have recorded these things, and you're watching it on YouTube, copy the link, share it on your page somewhere else so that we can get other people to also get educated. You are here because someone else also posted somewhere, and that's how potentially you discovered me. And so I'm heavily dependent on you for us to be spreading the word of what we are doing. Percy Madiba, how's it going? Which bookshop can I find your book in Johannesburg? It's 100% online, Percy. You can get it online. If it was in a bookshop, Percy, we wouldn't be giving out for free, because the bookshop would then want to charge. So my book is self-published. The only place you can get it is online. I'm giving it for free. I know there are some people that have bought the book before for around about $257, I think the price was. But for this season, between now and December the 15th, you can literally get the book for free, 100%. Okay. I'm jumping on to someone called Miss 24/7 Me. I like that name, Miss 24/7 Me. I'm still on chapter 10 on your book. High five. Good going to you. Going down. And Miss 24/7 Me, give us what have you learned, in the book? Is there anything that you have learned? And again, my book is not about me, right? Yes, I write about it because I wrote it. It's about me a little bit. But the book is really, I wrote the book wanting to challenge you, right? To challenge yourself, because I'm of the view that we've got lots of stuff that we can do. We just don't know it. Of late, I've been, for some of you that follow me on my personal page, you do know that there was a book of a guy called Gargan. Can't remember his first name. I think his name is Josh Gargan, I think. But Gargan, he is an extremist in physical, right? And I started looking at myself because I used to run kind of like 3-5Ks in a day. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing great. And now I've just pushed myself to double it up. It's a little bit difficult. I'm finding it hard. But I'm 10xing it, right? That's the thing. I'm making sure that I'm going the extra mile. And I want people, my goal is that you start working in your space. You know what is wrong with you, where you are not winning. You know it, right? If it's your bank balance that you want to change, you know it. So let's work on that, right? If it is your relationship with your husband and wife, you know it. If it's your relationship with your father and father, you know it. So I write about my experience and how I navigated all of these things. And the idea is for you to start thinking about your situations, how can you navigate around it? And that's why I've got, for instance, premier investors, because maybe you don't know or you don't have the time to be looking out for properties. So I'm going to help you on that. Where your money is going to be earning, let's say 7%, it's dying in the bank. I'm going to give you 14%. So I'm doubling it up for you, right? And maybe you might not know the right information, but you can do it. That's why we teach in the M5 Pro University. And this is the idea. I'm going to go on to Spicy. Boom, boom, brother. How's it going? TJ, give me the book that is free. 100%. Jump onto my website, man. Spices. I did meet Spices sometime last year in April, I think. What's your name, brother? Welcome aboard, Spices. Okay, so jump on the website free, the hard copy, and it gets delivered to you in a day. Okay, so I think if you order it today, request for it today, you should be able to get it around about Tuesday, Wednesday there. Mtombin Klabi, ITJ, I'd like to get the book as well. Yeah, 100%. Jump onto the website as well, and then just grab the book there. Yeah, I asked Miss 24/7 Me, yeah, cool name there. As what is it that she has learned? I learned a lot about going into JV and protecting one's deal. 100%. I actually lost out a couple of deals that I have actually, some of them I did talk about that. But I'm actually thinking of writing another book called. Now I'm not going to tell you what it's called. But I've been seeing a lot of underhanded stuff, like underhanded stuff. And I'm wanting to expose some of these things. And I'm trying to figure out what is the name of the book. Some of it I've been a victim of in the property space, and some of it I'm seeing other people. Some of it I'm rescuing other people. A lot of underhanded stuff on people, what they're doing in property. So I want to expose that and get you to be educated and to be aware as well, as much as I am learning. Okay, and your life story showed me how courageous you are to succeed. Yes, thank you. But I think the bottom line is that if I'm courageous like this, anyone can be courageous. Anyone. You just need to make that call, right? So one of the reasons that really get me going every day, for some of you who are biblical people, is the verse that's in the Bible that is in Ephesians 6:10, and basically it says, "Be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power." So So I know that for a fact that I am just a human being like anyone else, but I am courageous because I know that there's a greater power ahead of me. I know there's a greater power that works before me, ahead of me, that is around me, making sure that I'm succeeding. So I trust in the Lord. I pray to God, right? And I put action. Right? And for a lot of us, that's where it's missing. We're missing the action part, right? We're missing the action part. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. I did say to my wife and kids, I'm just going in, I'm sneaking in for like 30 minutes and I'm just going to do a live, right? So I am coming to the top of the hour and we can conclude. But on a serious note, Premier Investor, if you wanted to become a Premier Investor, the link is in below. 14% on your money, no questions asked. You'll be getting your 14% per year, and we'll distribute that on a monthly basis just on the 10th of each month. So if you're one of those people, let me know and we'll get in touch with you. If you know someone else, kind of like refer them to us. But otherwise, open mic has been great. I didn't get any questions there, so I am trusting that you're all good. And yeah, we'll be seeing you out on Monday. God bless. Cheers. Bye.